particulier, et notamment l'industrie, avec l'ouverture de notre usine de produits de cosmétiques Made in Algeria, et aussi avec la création de notre marque, la première marque premium de maquillage en Algérie. Et avec ce projet, c'est au-delà de la beauté, avec ce projet, j'avais vraiment l'ambition et la fierté de me dire que le Made in Algeria, le Made in Africa, peut rivaliser avec les concurrents mondiaux, et surtout ne pas avoir peur de trouver sa place sur la scène internationale. Et c'est pour ça que j'ai voulu me dire que aussi, à notre échelle, avec mon mari, de participer à l'économie locale, créer, investir, créer des emplois et avoir une vraie valeur ajoutée, économiquement parlant, et avoir cette ambition d'exporter avec les normes européennes. Et c'est ça, finalement, notre rôle en tant que groupe issu de la diaspora africaine, c'est de se dire que nous sommes là pour créer des ponts économiques, des ponts culturels, des ponts humains. Et pour répondre à ta question, Aïcha, pour moi, notre génération et les générations futures ont ce rôle primordial de changer le regard qu'on a sur l'Afrique, sur le potentiel africain. Et le message que j'aurais aujourd'hui à donner à la jeunesse africaine, c'est croyez en vos ambitions, croyez en vos rêves, et surtout, dites-vous que votre identité n'est pas un handicap, c'est votre plus grande force. Merci.
Merci. Croire en ses rêves, croire en son identité. Monsieur le Président, Jean-Wilfried et Marois viennent de montrer qu'une nouvelle génération africaine construit ses propres récits, ses propres marques, sa propre influence. Dans cette salle, nous avons des innovateurs, des entrepreneurs, des créateurs. Quel est votre message à cette génération?
Et les artistes.
Et des artistes.
Non, merci beaucoup. D'abord, merci. Merci, Président, de nous accueillir. Pas simplement à Nairobi, mais dans ton alma mater et dans ton université. Et merci à l'université de nous accueillir et vraiment à ces mots d'accueil très forts et à tous. Moi, j'avais plutôt envie de continuer à écouter parce que je dois dire que ça fait... je deviens un vétéran dans cette mission. Ça fait 9 ans que je me bats pour essayer de changer beaucoup de choses du rapport entre la France et l'Afrique, l'Europe et l'Afrique. Et c'était magnifique de vous écouter tous les quatre. Parce que vous avez très bien parlé. Et en vous écoutant, je me disais, au fond, il faut les laisser faire. C'est tout. Mais plus sérieusement, je trouve que la bataille qu'on a, je vais vous dire quelques convictions. La première chose, pourquoi il fallait changer ce continent? Normalement, ce type de sommet aurait commencé par une rencontre entre les dirigeants français et africains, ou européens africains, et les dirigeants européens, français, seraient venus et auraient expliqué aux dirigeants africains, et après peut-être à la société civile, vaguement, on a bien regardé votre situation, voilà ce qui est bon pour vous, on va vous aider. Et je crois que c'est plus du tout ce dont l'Afrique a besoin et ce qu'elle veut entendre. Le président l'a très bien dit hier, il dit « Nous, on ne veut plus ça, on n'a pas besoin que vous nous aidiez ». Et ça tombe bien parce que nous, on n'a plus totalement les moyens non plus, si on est lucide. Et en plus, ça crée plein de tensions, on a toujours des polémiques à la maison, les gens disent vous les aider, puis après on a déjà tellement de problèmes, etc. Non! L'Afrique, elle est en train de réussir. C'est le continent le plus jeune au monde, c'est le continent qui a le plus de croissance au monde, donc juste, l'Afrique, elle a besoin d'investissements pour être plus souveraine, Kate l'a très bien dit. Et nous, on a envie d'être des partenaires d'égal à égal, parce qu'en fait, on a exactement le même combat à mener en Europe. Et en vrai, c'est exactement ça qui se joue. Et on commence ce sommet Africa Forward en vous écoutant, vous, la jeunesse du continent africain, nous dire, voilà mes rêves, mes ambitions, ce que je suis déjà en train de faire, Et nous, on vient en disant, bah ok, nous, on a des investissements à faire, c'est intelligent pour vous, c'est bon pour nous, on le fait ensemble. Et nos défis sont jumeaux. Et nos défis sont exactement ceux que vous avez décrits, qu'il s'agisse de technologie, d'IA, de paiement, ou qu'il s'agisse, comme on dit aujourd'hui, d'industrie culturelle et créative, ou de récits, vous l'avez très bien dit, Acha, tout à l'heure. Et donc, au fond, quel est notre défi commun, Europe et Afrique? C'est de ne pas dépendre. This is this opposition between, consumer and builders. And this is exactly the same. Because a lot of solutions are made in the US or made in China. And when you speak about artificial intelligence, okay, a lot of us today are consumers. So I think we have a common fight, a common battle together of investment, which is to build our strategic autonomy for Europe and Africa. And if we build it together, we will be much stronger. So we need infrastructure. And this challenge of building infrastructure is exactly the same in Europe. Computing capacities. Okay, if we want to make infrastructure, let's invest. In order to do so, and this is a challenge, by the way, that President Ruto is facing here and fixing, this is the energy challenge. No chance to build any AI infrastructure and computing capacities without energy. So we have to build much more energy facilities, renewables, nuclear, in order to deploy electrification of our common use in Europe, electrification for households and companies in Africa, but in order to build additional capacities and computing capacities, first challenge. And to build foundational models and companies on that. Everything, when we speak about infrastructure, is about sovereignty. And this partnership between Amini, Bull, and Foxconn, for me, is a perfect example of this sovereignty, this common sovereignty story. African, European, and Taiwanese company. All of us have to face this challenge of sovereignty and reducing our dependencies. So it's super smart. So let's rush on infrastructure, and it's true for AI, it's true for payment system, and I want to commend you for what you do with this Pan-African settlement system. I think it's super smart, and you're right to say that you are leading in terms of mobile payment, and we are very proud for Orange and some companies to be part of this game. The second key challenge we have to face together is about talents. In Europe, and especially in France, we do educate and train a lot of talents. Our key challenge is to provide jobs for them and to make sure that they stay and don't move. I have to say I was despaired a few years ago when I saw that so many talents of AI in Silicon Valley were in fact educated in France, data scientists or mathematicians. Now they are starting to come back because we have great leaders and we are building clearly the leadership in Europe of AI and quantum capacities. And it is exactly the same challenge in Africa. And you were right. You have to train more, and I'm super proud of what we are doing here with the investment of the French Agency for Development and the university to build on STEM and AI, new capacities, new partnerships with our best universities. And this is exactly what we want to do through the continent. How to educate and train more and more talents to make sure that they will be trained here in the best education system, with the best partnership, and they will stay and help the country to develop and help the continent to develop. And this is why we will expand these partnerships between our universities and the African universities. We will accelerate this trend of investment. And this is why I want to thank our companies to clearly accompany this work on Orange during this summit. We'll announce, thank you, Christelle, this 50 digital centers. I think this is extremely powerful, with 1 million young African people being trained through this Orange Digital Center by 2030. And a few years ago, we built Digital Africa, whose objective is to connect digital ecosystems. And this is part of this training capacities for your talents, but as well how to make sure that the ecosystem will enlarge and talents will stay. Et le dernier défi pour être pleinement souverain, c'est exactement ce que vous avez dit et ce que vous avez parfaitement décrit l'un et l'autre, c'est-à-dire le narratif. Et on le sait très bien, c'est le vainqueur qui écrit l'histoire. Et tout le travail qu'on est en train de faire, d'ailleurs, on y reviendra dans la journée avec les sessions culturelles et sur les restitutions.
But there's also a contemporary narrative to write, and this can...
En tout cas, s'il n'est pas fait par les Africaines et les Africains, il n'y a aucune chance que cette histoire soit la bonne. Et c'est aussi une question de souveraineté, parce que ce regard, c'est celui qu'on laisse aux générations à venir, c'est celui...
This will give you a greater ability to forge ahead. If you have the right narrative, then you will appeal to people who wish to take part. It's about soft power. So it's just as important as infrastructure and talent. You have to have the right narrative, and this narrative enables us to ensure that culture, technology, and the economy are taken as one. However, it's important for this narrative to be written by Africans, and if this is done, then it will have... And that's why I'm extremely impressed by the example of Benin.
remarquable, qui est passé par la culture et par l'économie, mais je suis, moi, très impressionné par ce que le continent est en train de faire. Et au fond, il y a un panafricanisme positif. J'ai adoré ce que vous avez dit sur la marque, mais on a souvent mis le panafricanisme autour de discours qui étaient très négatifs, revendicatifs, un peu revanchards, un peu anti-ceci ou cela. Il y a un panafricanisme qui est celui de votre génération, qui est positif, qui veut juste conquérir tout, bâtir son continent, soulever ses défis, attirer les investissements du monde entier et dire « Moi, je suis là, j'ai envie de bâtir, j'ai pas envie qu'on m'impose des solutions qui viennent d'ailleurs. Je veux développer mon pays, mon continent et choisir. » Et nous, notre rôle, et je finirai là-dessus, c'est pas de faire de l'aide, c'est juste de dire « Waouh, nous, ça nous plaît, on veut faire ça aussi. » Parce que nous aussi, vous l'avez dit, la France, elle a toujours été comme ça. C'est une nation qui s'est toujours vue comme plus grande qu'elle-même, parfois en faisant des choses qu'on ne ferait plus aujourd'hui, je l'ai dit et répété, mais parce qu'on rêve plus grand, parce qu'on a construit cette histoire pour nous-mêmes. Et moi, c'est ce qui fait qu'il y a deux raisons qui font qu'on a envie d'être avec vous aujourd'hui et que ce sommet est très important pour nous. La première, on veut...
Our companies and the government of France to invest by your side because you know it will work, and that the African story is a big story, is a great story, and that when you look at Europe and Africa, there is an evidence, and that this fight for sovereignty, technological sovereignty, IT sovereignty, quantum sovereignty is common. If you fail, we do not have any chance. If you fail, your youth will leave Africa and will no longer solve migration. We need you to succeed because it's good for France and Europe. There's a positive story to build. It is incredible for the 21st century that you'll build your story. We will do it also on our end, and we'll do it hand in hand. Secondly, we have a common destiny. We have a common destiny. You said something that probably you have a story that wasn't so good. There are millions of young people in France who are from the diaspora as yourself. And for many years we told them, sorry that you are from the diaspora or you come from this particular country and you'd like to be forgotten. No, you are 100% French and 100% from Algeria. You have your dual nationality and we need you because that is a boost for us in France to have young people like you, Marwa, who are Franco-Algerian, Franco-Central African, and who would like to develop the world and conquer further frontiers and who work with us. This is really important for us. So be proud of being member of diaspora, of being French and of being African. And that's why I'm here, because in my country, and I've told it to my Kenyan counterparts who do not know it much, there are millions of young people who are totally French and totally African. And it's a great honor and luck for their countries. I will stop here, therefore, Madam Moderator, but
builders of this common future. And I'm extremely happy to see how proud and solution-driven you are when you speak about your own future. And this is why I'm here. I am leader of a country who wants to be part of that, who wants to invest here, who is very proud of our own past and future. But this partnership, this balanced, generous, lucid, and equal partnership is precisely how we will frame and build our common future. So thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you to our moderator, Aisha. Thank you, President Macron and Marwa and Jean-Wilfred. Please give them a round of applause. And I love the emphasis, President Macron, on the fact that you can be both, that it doesn't have to be one or the other, and this emphasis on sovereignty as well. I'll also say that something that Jean-Wilfred said about the brand Africa is definitely conversations that I've been hearing happen, and I can't wait to see a time when Murang'a tea from Kenya has the same brand recognition that champagne from France has, right? That fish from Lake Victoria has the same brand recognition that salmon from Norway has, right? And we're getting there. We will get there if we continue to have these conversations, but also get something tangible out of them. I know the fear of summits sometimes is that it's talk and talk and talk and there's nothing concrete, but there will be concrete action points from this Africa Forward Summit, and I think that's an amazing thing. We're just about to get into a presentation on a white paper about Africa and innovation in democracy. But before we go there, I think music is something that brings people together, and if there is a song that I feel brings France and Kenya together, and the continent as a whole, is Premier Gao. Anyone heard it? Mr. DJ, I think we just need a little taste of together, does it not? It really does. We are talking next about innovation in democracy, and Professor Achille Mbembe is a historian. He's a political scientist. He is someone who has done a lot of work researching what democracy for Africa looks like. Sometimes we make copy-paste systems without thinking, how do I make this work for me? So he's presenting a white paper on what innovation in African democracy looks like. Please help me give a warm round of applause and a welcome to Professor Achille Mbembe.
some formal remarks, but my dear friend Emmanuel's speech. In an African country. So, I knew, I have seen him in action a few times, and I'm very happy that I was able to witness the same energy, the same intelligence, and the same commitment to our continent and to the idea of a common world. He ended with that. I was also delighted to listen to President Ruto and to hear about the efforts he has been engaged in making of Kenya a place where no African feel like a stranger. All that we heard from President Ruto and Emmanuel, we heard it yesterday. The same joy, the same passion, the same energy was expressed yesterday during a pavilion. The Innovation Foundation for Democracy, the Paris Peace Forum, and the International Commission for Jurists, Kenyan section, we held at another university, Strathmore University, not far from here indeed. And what we are bringing to you this time is in the form of a book. I won't be summarizing the book here. The book contains no less than 60 proposals, which are not proposals for governments, which are not proposals for business, which are proposals for all, beginning with civil society organizations themselves, in the full knowledge that these days governments, business, and civil society and communities have to work together. There's no other way. And that we have to basically invest, as we heard this morning, in our communities and societies' resources, in their strengths, being inclusive, if we are to address the challenges ahead of us. I'll end these very quick comments with one word which came to me as I was listening to the conversation we have had this morning. When it comes to telling the world what Africa is all about. I will say it in French because I really haven't found a proper translation in English. I hope that the translators will do their job. L'Afrique est une réserve de puissance et une puissance en réserve. I believe that that's what I heard this morning, and I would like to leave it at that. So this is the book. Voilà. It's a lot of reading for the two presidents, but since they read so well, I'm sure that they go through it. Thank you very much, and excellent. Let's see next week. Maybe let's see.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Bravo. T'as tout dit.
Thank you so much, Professor Ashiru. Thank you. Please give him a round of applause. President Ruto and President Macron, a warm round of applause for co-hosting this summit This is just the beginning. This is day one. I cannot wait to see what the next 2 days bring. Now we'll take a quick photo session, but I'll hand over to Mike to run us through the photo session. There'll also be a video playing just to give you a historic look at the relationship between France and Kenya. It's going from Ouagadougou to Nairobi. We'll play that in just a minute, but let me hand over to Mike. We'll have a quick session with the panelists, a photo session, just so we can get everyone in the picture, and then we'll hand over to the video from Ouagadougou to Nairobi. Mike?
All right, thank you. A clap for Mariam, please, for moderating us very well. Thank you. Your Excellencies, I'll just request that we step forward. I'll request that the panelists may also join the presidents for the photo session. Just initially the first panelist, please. Just the ones who spoke. For their time and for joining.